Who would have thought that he would spend 10 whole years to get to the Palace of the Night? System prompt domain of eternal darkness. Palace of Eternal Night. Last chapter of Despair. Event active for 6 hours, 54 minutes. An experienced player with level 180 stood in front of the Lord of Despair, and they both prepared to strike. The player said that when he kills him, he will receive a legendary reward. He saw that sparks were gathering in the dragon's mouth, and said that he had not even started. Yet, after which the dragon released a bright flame at him, and the system windows reported that the spike skill was being used, which deals a direct blow, causing 14,000 units of damage, reduces the enemy's defense by 20% for 5 seconds. The player jumped up and said it was his turn. He jumped on the dragon and plunged a dagger into its body. He said that the strongest boss is nothing special. The system window reported that the Lord of Despair had entered a critical state. The player was surprised. He is already moving to the next phase. The dragon collected energy in its mouth, and the system window reported that the Lord of Despair had entered a berserk state. The player began to defend himself and thought that the boss had crazy damage. One careless move, and he would die instantly. The dragon shot sparks at him, and he asked, "Is he attacking again? Doesn't the dragon's breath really have a cooldown? Does he use it all the time? This is a good chance. He should take advantage of it." He used a ghost skill, which allows him to quickly move forward a certain distance, and the next attack deals 100% critical damage. He quickly circled around the dragon's body and thought that there were many grievances between him and the Lord of Despair. He used the decapitating storm skill, which creates a storm that deals 20,000 damage, and if the target's health is below 5%, it instantly kills the target. The player attacked and said that he would personally put an end to this. He dealt numerous blows to the dragon, and the system reported that the Lord of Despair was defeated. The system congratulates him on receiving the exclusive server achievement Death of the Lord. He receives the Seat of Despair reward. The quest will be closed in 60 seconds. A player named Wang Yin looked at the monitor in disbelief and said that he had finally done it. After 10 whole years of playing, he finally defeated the desperate overlord before the server closed. They even gave him an exclusive reward, but after the game server was closed, it was useless. Suddenly sparks started coming from the monitor, and he was surprised. What kind of light was that? He gets really exhausted playing this all night and seems to be hallucinating. A system prompt appeared on the monitor stating that the server would restart in 3 seconds. 3 seconds passed, and he asked, "Shouldn't the server have closed? Why is it restarting?" He looked outside and thought, what's going on? What he saw below surprised him greatly. There were cracks all over the ground, from which a bunch of red eyes peered out. Monsters came out of the ground, and people began to run away from them in panic. But the monsters easily killed them and began to create chaos. Wang Yin looked at it and said that these were monsters from a game. What's going on? Is this an illusion? Suddenly a system alert appeared in front of him, informing him that Eternal Darkness had successfully rebooted. A large energy explosion occurred on the street from which people and the monster were running away. The system window reported that data initialization has been completed. A huge monster emerged from a huge energy explosion. The system window reported that the system connection was successful. Wang Yin was surprised. Is this the Darkness Eternal game system? While he was standing at home, monsters were burning people alive. He asked, "Restart the game. Connect to reality." If the truth happened, his mom and dad. Suddenly a call came on his phone from his dad, and he asked, "Is it his dad calling?" Suddenly a goblin appeared outside the window, broke it, and broke into his apartment. The system window reported that this was a second-level goblin warrior. Wang Yin gritted his teeth and thought about his phone. Games are games, and reality is reality. Monsters should only remain in the game, right? They broke in and destroyed everything for no reason. It's unforgivable. Let them get out of here. He wanted to use a shadow skill, but the system window said that the skill was not activated, and he asked, "Are the skills not working?" Is he not level enough? The goblin attacked him, but he blocked the blow and thought that even though he couldn't use skills, he still had the basic characteristics of an assassin. And this means that the goblin is finished. They attacked each other, but Wang Yin was the first to strike and cut the goblin into pieces. The system window reported that he had received 10 units of experience. His level had been raised to level 2, and he had gained dagger mastery. Wang Yin looked at his knife and said that in the real world there are worse weapons. In order to survive, he needs to find something suitable. He looked outside and said that there was a monster that always dropped a novice assassin, armor needed for survival. But first of all, he needs to quickly find his mom and dad. The rules of this world may begin to change. The city was reduced to ruins, and among these ruins was a lone level 5 goblin scout. Suddenly, a sharp knife stuck into the goblin's head, and the system window informed Wang Yin that his level had been raised to 4. A new skill, cold poison, had been unlocked. He looked at the goblin's weapon and said, although it is a bad weapon, it is still better than a kitchen knife. He looked at his stats and said that his level up rate isn't that high right now. Suddenly, someone appeared behind him, and the system window reported that this was a level 8 troll. Scout. Wang Yin looked at the huge monster and said that killing it was only a matter of time, even with such a gap in levels. Suddenly, another monster appeared behind him, and he turned around. The system window reported that this was a level 10 elite troll. Wang Yin said that the scout and elite troll, the game master, overestimated him too much. Well, if they want to taste his bones, then they will have to be more powerful. The monsters immediately attacked him, and he said that he couldn't deal with 2 at the same time. He needed to kill them one by one. The troll raised his weapon over him, and Wang Yin said that now is the time. Cold poison is a skill that, after hitting a target, imposes a passive effect of losing blood on the enemy by 1% of health points per second for 10 seconds. This effect can stack up to 5 times. After the skill ends, the target's blood explodes. He pounced on the troll and dealt it 1 blow. Then he dealt another blow. He dodged the attack and struck a 3rd blow, then a 4th, after which he asked, are they not keeping up with him? He delivered the final 5th blow and told the monster to explode. A powerful energy wave passed from the troll, which threw Wang Yin away. He is among the rebel and said he underestimated the force of the explosion. With his current stamina, he is so weak that he cannot use the skill yet. The troll approached him, and he asked if he would really die from the clutches of a monster. He pulled himself together and said that he didn't want this. The system window reported that the seed of despair was activated. The Lord of Despair begins to appear, after which a dragon appeared in front of him, who told him that he was lucky to defeat him, and so he gives him his special gift. He will show him his true strength the next time they meet. The system reported that a new profession, Necromancer, had been opened. He received Ghost, Fire, the skill of controlling the dead, the special skill Judgment, the Undead Zone, and the Undead talent, Tear. Undead Zone creates a barrier surrounding the Necromancer within a radius of several meters. This controls the entire Undead Zone at the will of the Necromancer. This slowly restores health in the Undead Zone and also reduces the duration of enemy skills by half. He can use Control Dead for free. The system window reported that 2 souls were detected in the Undead Zone. He wants to awaken the souls and control them. Wang Yin agreed, and the system window reported that, with the help of the Undead talent, Tear, the Necromancer gives the undead a large damage bonus, and the attacks of the undead warriors open the enemy's wounds and apply the effect of severe injury. The Undead Zone is successfully controlled. He needs to choose a target for attack. He chose the troll, and the dead monsters attacked him. Blood sprayed from the troll's mouth, and Wang Yin said that this was a great opportunity. He stabbed the dagger into the troll's chest and told him to burn in hell, after which he pulled the dagger out of the monster's body and knocked it to the ground. He said that he had finally done it, after which the system window reported that the first kill of an elite enemy had been made. He received the title Pioneer. He received 100 experience, and his level increased to 10. As a reward, he receives 10 pieces of low-level products. He received a new skill, Ghost, and continuous strikes. He looked at the skeletons and the system window reported that souls had been detected that he could take control of. Did he want to activate the skill to control the dead? With the support of the dead skill, the Necromancer receives a 50% chance of exchanging the soul of an enemy he has killed for an undead warrior that he can control. He used to control the dead skill on the skeleton and asked, was it successful this time? He needs to learn a little about it first. The system window reported that the skill's duration had Expired, 0 seconds remained. Suddenly, he heard a noise from the side and saw a huge Cyclops peeking out from around the corner.